बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, इरफान हाशमी आपको अपने शो में लंदन से खुशामदीद कहता हूँ। व्यूअर्स, मैंने 1 साल पहले आपसे वादा किया था कि डेविड रोज का एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यू आपके लिए हम करेंगे और आज हम ये वादा आपके साथ पूरा करने जा रहे हैं। पिछले 2 रोज़ में आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारी डेवलपमेंट्स हुई। कवे मुसावी की कुछ बातें आपके साथ शेयर की हमने और इंटरव्यू भी किया, जिसमें कवे मुसावी ने कहा कि किस तरह उसने ऑफ़र की सेटलमेंट के एवज़ कुछ पैसों की डेविड रोज को, और फिर वर्जन आपके सामने आया और फिर आपने ट्विटर के ऊपर भी एक जंग दोनों की तरफ से देखी। आज डेविड रोज ने एक नया पंडोरा बॉक्स खोला है और ये है असल स्टोरी। लोग सवाल कर रहे थे कि ऐसा क्या हुआ कि एक दूसरे दोनों के खिलाफ ये हो गए, अगर बहुत अच्छे दोस्त हैं। तो आज नई स्टोरी यानी जो असल कहानी थी वो सामने आई है। डेविड रोज के मुताबिक एक इंफॉर्मेशन है जो जब ये प्रिलिमिनरी हियरिंग हुई लंदन के अंदर, ये जो मेल ऑन संडे और शहबाज शरीफ का केस है, इस हवाले से तो कवी मुसावी ने डेविड रोज से रब्ता किया और कहा कि मेरे पास इंफॉर्मेशन है शहबाज शरीफ के हवाले से जो मैं आपको देने के लिए तैयार हूं और आप लोगों को मेरी ज़रूरत है। और फिर एक्सचेंज क्या हुआ ट्विटर के ऊपर, मैं आपके सामने रखता हूं। My reply is below. He didn't seems to impress. Well, folks, you can decide who you want to believe. It's true. He offered me money, but I refused it. But he did ask for money from me and my paper. पैसे मांगे गए हैं कावे मुसावी की जानिब से। क्यों मांगे गए कि शहबाज शरीफ के हवाले से इंफॉर्मेशन है कावे मुसावी के पास जो वो इस पेपर को देने के लिए तैयार है, ऐसा लिखा है इस पैगाम के अंदर। फिर वो कहते हैं कि बट हियर इज अ फनी थिंग, अर्लियर दिस मंथ आफ्टर द प्रिलिमिनरी हियरिंग इन द हाई कोर्ट इन द शहबाज शरीफ defamation case, he told me he had information that would help us, but he asked for £1 million. £1 million मांगे गए हैं कवी मुसावी की तरफ से। ये इंफॉर्मेशन डेली मेल और डेविड रोज को देने के हवाले से। वो मैसेज क्या है वो मैं आपको पढ़ के बता देता हूँ, और ये मौजूद है, कवी मुसावी का ऊपर नाम है और नीचे उस आर्टिकल का जिक्र है, और फिर जो मैसेज भेजा गया वो क्या है वो भी मैं आपको बताता हूँ। इट वॉज ओनली अ प्रिलिमिनरी हियरिंग एंड द PMNL रिपोर्ट्स आर क्रैप. It is no victory for Shabazz. If anything, the reverse. But if you have information that would help, let's have. चूंकि जब ये इब्तदाई हियरिंग हुई है और मैं चूंकि इसे फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, कभी मुसावी ने फ़ोन किया, ये जो मैसेज एक्सचेंज हुए डेविड रोज से कि जनाब अभी तो PMNL ने खुशियाँ और मिठाइयाँ तकसीम करना शुरू कर दी हैं कि हम जीत गए। तो उन्होंने कहा कि ऐसी बात नहीं है, मेरे पास बहुत सारे एविडेंसेस मौजूद हैं, लेकिन जो तुम कह रहे हो कि अगर एविडेंसेस मौजूद हैं तो दैट वुड बी अ ग्रेट हेल्प, तुम हमारे से शेयर कर सकते हो। तो ये वो सियाको सबाक थे। अब एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है डेविड रोज के इंटरव्यू जाने से पहले जो यहाँ पर लिखी गई है, और दिस इज़ वर्थ टू शेयर विद यू, उसका जिक्र करना बहुत ही ज़रूरी है। दैट आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेड क्लियर, कावी मुसावी क्लेम दैट आई आस्क हिम फॉर द मनी फॉर अरेंजिंग अ मीटिंग विद शहजाद अकबर टू डिस्कस द ब्रॉडशीट केस इज़ फॉल्स. आई रियली कांट इमेजिन वाई ही इज सेइंग इन पब्लिक नाउ आफ्टर 17 मंथ्स. 17 महीने बाद कावी मुसावी को क्यों याद आया ये इन्फॉर्मेशन पब्लिक करने के हवाले से। और फिर दूसरी बात जो यहाँ पर लिखी गई और ये भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है, मे बी वन ऑफ द रिपोर्टर्स हु इंटरव्यूड हिम अबाउट द मीटिंग विद मिस्टर अकबर विल नाउ बी एबल टू डिस्कवर व्हाट दिस ग्रेट इन्फॉर्मेशन ही इम्प्लाइज ही हैज़ अबाउट हिज शरीफ फैमिली कंसिस्ट ऑफ. लेट्स होप he doesn't ask for 1 million to give it up. डेविड रोज ने ये भी सवाल किया है उन सहाफ़ी से जिन्होंने ये कावे मुसावी का इंटरव्यू किया कि कावे मुसावी कहता है कि शहबाज शरीफ से मुतल्लिक बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मौजूद है जो देगा। तो अगर इंफॉर्मेशन मौजूद है और पैसों का तकाजा किया जा रहा है तो जस्टिस जहाँ पे इंसाफ के तकाजे हैं, ये कहते हैं कि सारी इंफॉर्मेशन अदालत के साथ शेयर की जाए, और अगर वो नहीं कर रहे कावी मुसावी तो ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं। व्यूअर्स, बगैर किसी इंतज़ार के सुने वो गुफ्तगू जो डेविड रोज की मेरे साथ हुई और इस इंटरव्यू में डेविड रोज क्या कह रहा है।
Thank you, David, for your time. You have seen all the media events, what exactly is happening, and you've been called as the frontman of Shahzad Akbar, and this Kavi Musawi is just actually telling a different side of the story. We are following your Twitter. But from your side, tell us what exactly happened, because according to your tweets, that Kaveh Musavi has some sort of an evidence, and he's asking for some money. Tell us the complete, the timeline of the events.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of the broadsheet thing. As you know, the broadsheet case involves investigations that were apparently done into the Sharif family stemming from when they were in power in the 1990s. Now, I really don't know the ins and outs of this. I've not followed the case in any great detail. But anyway, what happened was one day out of the blue, after seeing my article published in 2018 about Shahbaz Sharif, Kaveh Mousavi contacted me. I had quoted Shahzad Akbar in that article, and so he correctly assumed that I must know him. He asked me if I would go to his house, and I said, sure. I live very, very close by, so I just popped round the corner for a cup of tea. He told me about the broadsheet case. He told me that he was trying to get money from the government of Pakistan. He told me that he'd got some kind of judgment in the High Court in London, but he was having trouble in getting this judgment enacted. So I said, fine. What can I do? And he said, well, can you find out if Shahzad Akbar is going to be in London? And if so, can you arrange a meeting? So I said, sure. I can try to do that. Now, I had various texts from him in the days that followed. He was very, very keen to arrange this meeting because he thought he could get some sort of settlement without any further legal proceedings. Anyway, I was able to get in contact with Shahzad Akbar. He was coming to London sometime, not that far in the future. So eventually, we did arrange a meeting, and I met with Shahzad Akbar and Kaveh Mousavi in the Royal Garden Hotel in London. They had a discussion about this case, and as I say, the details of it really I've not followed. I'm not entirely clear what the exact details are, but I do know that Kaveh Mousavi claims that because of the broadsheet investigations, he has a great deal of information about members of the Sharif family. So I think he's talked about, allegations involving money in Singapore and all sorts of things. I can't remember the details. I have no idea if any of this is true, by the way, what information he may or may not have. Well, anyway, they had the meeting. It looked like they were quite close to an agreement at that point. But as I understand it, he then asked for more money. And that meeting broke up. And I believe they had a second meeting while Shahzad Akbar was in London. And I believe that another person known to Kaveh was took part in that meeting, another British lawyer. Anyway, I've really not followed this case in any detail, but as I understand it, eventually some money has been paid to him, and he claims he still wants some more. As I said, I've not followed the details. Now, I've not heard from Kaveh Mousavi for a very long time. And then suddenly, after the preliminary hearing in the Shahbaz Sharif case earlier this month, he got in touch with me and he texted me on WhatsApp with the text that I put onto Twitter saying that I needed his help. You and your newspaper really need my help, he said. But he said it would cost us £1 million. And I was amazed by this because what he seemed to be saying was that he had information that could help us in this case against Shahbaz Sharif. And I said, well, are you really saying that you have information that could assist the administration of justice, but you'll only part with it for £1 million? And he said, yes. Well, he didn't say that. He basically was abusive. He said, give me a break, justice, and he then started using lots of emojis. So clearly, the exchange didn't end in a very cordial way. Anyway, then just over a week goes by, and he pops up with these claims about the meeting back in 2018.
Right. So he has some sort of information, and he can only give you if the Mail on Sunday give him £1 million.
Well, that's what he seems to be saying from these tweets. From these texts. That's what it looks like. He says, I can help you, but it will cost you £1 million, and it's your newspapers, is what he is saying.
So, David, just tell us, because obviously the people back home, the way they are portraying it, the stage has been set that they're calling you the frontman of Shahzad Akbar and you are the mediator. But in his interview with me, Kaveh Mousavi said that if the settlement has taken place, I'm happy to pay anyone. So, and he said himself that this is no way a bribe, this is no way or anything, it's a kind of a fee. Would you, in a position like you were, because you said in your tweet that you never accepted because there was no settlement, so there was no money was taken. So people are saying that being a journalist, this is a bad intention. Do you believe at any point you were of the view to take that money,
No.
250,000?
The thing is this. First of all, £250,000 is not what my mortgage is worth. He says that this was to pay off my mortgage. I'm not going to tell you how much my mortgage is, but I can tell you that it is not £250,000. It's a sum very different from £250,000. But the thing is this, he did offer me money. He offered it to me when we first met, and I wasn't really taking it seriously. He then repeated this offer in a couple of texts. I've kept all the texts I have with him, both on WhatsApp and ordinary text. And you'll see from those texts that at no stage did I indicate that I was willing to accept any money. But I realized he was serious about this, and I thought about it. And I thought, look, this is just not on. I can't possibly accept any money for arranging a meeting, even if it does lead to a settlement. And that is for two reasons. The first reason is that I think it would be unethical as a journalist to be taking commissions for meetings of this kind. I did this meeting as a favor to him. I'd known Kaveh Mousavi for a long time by that stage, 15 years. I first met him because he was involved in the Guantanamo Bay issue from a human rights perspective, and I was very involved in that as well. I'd never had any particular reason to fall out with him. He asked me around, he asked me to do him a favor. I knew Shahzad Akbar, I knew Shahzad Akbar as a journalist. And so, you know, since I've known him for, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years, it really didn't seem to me any big deal to arrange a meeting between the two. But before the meeting, I said, look, I can't accept any money for this. It just wouldn't be right. And, you know, I thought, well, if I can bring these two together and they can make a deal where they can arrange a settlement, well, that's actually beneficial. But there is a second reason why I think it's unethical, because, you know, ultimately, if this money were paid to me, it would have come from one source, the people of Pakistan. Pakistan is not a rich country. Pakistan is one of the poorer countries in the world. It has enormous social problems. And, you know, even if Kaveh Mousavi feels he's owed this money, and indeed a court says he is owed this money, so we must assume that is correct, you know, ultimately, if I accepted money from him, I'd be accepting money from the people of Pakistan, and that is not something I'm prepared to do.
Because you have elaborated in detail what exactly happened, David. Because Kaveh Mousavi is the kind of a person who believes in writing things, an agreement and all that, right? He's surrounded by lawyers all the time himself, obviously in litigation, all that. So I have got the impression if there was something, he should have written this agreement on paper, which he never did.
Well,
like
of course
a
he
kind of
did.
a deal.
There is no such agreement. There's nothing on paper.
And you actually arranged that meeting as kind of a favor. And that established the fact.
Is that true? I did it as a simple favor to someone who I thought was a friend, who has now, for reasons best known to himself, turned against me.
So if there was an agreement or something of 250,000 pounds, so there must have been a written agreement, which there is none.
Well, of course, there's no written agreement. Nothing of the kind.
All
there's
right.
Not even a text. There is no text where I say, yes, I'll do this meeting in return for 250,000 or anything else. I mean, you know, I've gone through, I've kept all my texts and WhatsApp texts with Kaveh Mousavi and all the emails. And there is absolutely nothing in that written record that anywhere indicates that I am prepared to accept money for arranging this meeting.
Because this is something, obviously, he said few things about you. Would you take him to the cleaners? I don't know. Is the right time, the right question to ask you? Because he has destroyed you in certain way, try to defame you. Do you reckon is that you go after him?
You know, getting into defamation litigation is a very time-consuming, stressful, and ultimately expensive business. And so, you know, I'm reserving my position on this, but I'm much more concerned simply to set the record straight. I have no ill feeling towards Kaveh Mousavi. I just think that, well, to be at its kindest, his memory is at fault about what took place. And what really does make me cross is that he has suggested in interviews with other journalists that I actually asked for this money. And this is really just not true. It suggests that, you know, I would only be prepared to do favors like this, you know, in return for payment. And it's just not the case. That's not the kind of person I am.
Thank you very much, David, for your time, sir.